What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all so much for tuning in once again. So I am back with another reaction video for you guys. Now in this particular video, there are a couple of women who are talking about their horrible experiences on speed dating events. Now we have seen several events that were catered for singles, where single men and women would meet up with the potential of creating relationships and building relationships and things of that nature. But from what we've been seeing recently, a lot of these events are filled with women and not too many men. So women are having a hard time at these events, and they're talking about it. And I want to give my reaction and my 2 cents on why these events are filled with women and most men are not showing up to these type of dating events. So we're gonna get to it. Before we do, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you like the content, share and like the video as well, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hop into the video. Make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Here we go.
Alrighty, y'all, fit check. Headed to a speed dating event that I am not excited about. This is actually my worst nightmare, but here we are, trying new things in 2025 in the name of IRL dating and deleting the apps. So here we go. Oh, and here's the full fit. Cute, but like a little sexy. I don't know, maybe too sexy. Who cares? Whatever. Bye. As I'm driving here, I'm realizing I actually really don't want to do this. Really don't. Like, everything in me wants to turn around and go home. You know when like your hair just didn't turn out how you wanted it to, and parking was hard, and you're breaking out and you're just kind of trying to find any reason you possibly can to go home? That's me right now. About to walk in here. I need to fix my attitude. Men act like the prize simply because we outnumber them. We outnumber them, like truly. Like in there was like 75 women and 10 men. 10. I have so much to tell you. I lasted 17 minutes in there. Worst and only dating event I've ever been to.
Now, she said there were about 75 women and 10 men. But who's the prize? It's interesting. But anyway, let's continue.
Just got back from the most unhinged speed dating event of my entire life.
Couldn't have been that
dating
bad.
in Charlotte is a problem. Honestly, this needs to be studied. This experience needs to be studied. Having been here for only 6 months, coming from Houston, Texas, this is not normal. This is not okay. So I will preface this by saying I did not want to go. This is not my cup of tea. This is not how I generally meet people. I was very concerned and very anxious, going into this. I really was. Like, truly. I tried to get out of it multiple times. I texted my best friend. I was like, I just don't think I should go. She was like, no, you need to get out there. Stop meeting men on these apps. Start meeting men in real life. As we know, men don't approach women as much in real life. So a speed dating event felt like the perfect place to meet men where they would feel comfortable approaching women and women would feel comfortable being approached.
Now, I want to know what's the real reason women think men don't approach, because, you know, there are a lot of women who ask that question and they're confused as to why men don't approach anymore. And I don't want to hear just, oh, they're intimidated, because that's the main reason I hear, oh, men are intimidated by beautiful, successful women, so they don't approach. I don't think that that's it. I think men just don't see the worth in it. They're just kind of like checked out. They kind of like, you know, have been exacerbated in the idea of approaching women because women have said that they didn't want men to approach them. And I think they're paying attention to social media. They're seeing what the women have said on social media and they're responding accordingly. So that's partly why. But y'all let me know why in the comments. Let's continue.
So got dressed, got cute, put the shit on, might I add, okay? And headed on down there, okay? Here's where everything went wrong. Now, the event started at 6 o'clock. I will admit, I got there at 7:30. Maybe a problem. But the thing about it is the flyer said this is a mix and mingle speed dating happy hour. First of all, I don't even know that those words really go together, but to me, it felt like kind of a come and go as you please. So I didn't want to be the first one there at 6 o'clock. Showing up at 7:30 was also not the move though, because when I walked in, it was packed. And what do you think I saw? What do you think I saw?
Baby, the way this stuff is set up, I would have been there early. I would have been the first one to get the pick of the litter, because I would have been dressed, looking great, standing front and center, like, because I want to see who's coming through that door. I wouldn't want to be late, because even if I mean, what if there was some nice looking guys there and they already done linked up to who they wanted? Like, no, I would have been there so you can see me. Why be late? I would have been front and center early. I'm just saying, if it was me. But let's continue.
Exactly what I thought I was going to see. 80 women sitting alone. No men in sight. None. I promise you. I will overlay a video. There were I could not see one man outside of the people servicing tables at this place. So eventually I get the courage to go sit down with a group of girls at a table, and I'm like, yo, what is that? Like, where are they? I know I'm late. Like, is there some sort of game going on where the men are in one room and the women are in another room? They were like, oh, girl, you just got here. You must not have heard. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, basically, about an hour ago, she came downstairs, took all the men, 10. Keep in mind, there's like 85 women and 10 men. She got the 10 men to choose the women that they wanted to come upstairs with them. So the 10 men out of 85 women chose 10 women to take upstairs.
And that's why you get there early in front and center. So you could be one of the ones chosen to get an opportunity. I mean, you can't be afraid in going into these events. You got to come in there with your, big girl drawers on, and you got to come in as confident as y'all are when y'all talking about that money and these degrees. But somehow when it comes to men, they're a little timid and scared, seems like. I mean, no, go in there with that same confidence and go stand front and center and get you a man if that's what you really want. I don't understand. I really don't. Let's continue.
And that's where they did the speed dating upstairs, while everybody else was downstairs looking at each other. Everybody was on their phones. Everybody was looking around like, what the hell is this? I have never been so uncomfortable in my entire life. The mismanagement, I don't even know where to start. This was a ticketed event. So the event owners knew, hey, we have 85 women RSVP'd and only 10 men. They knew that this was a problem going into the event. This was not a surprise.
Well, I mean, that's where you got to put your big girl panties on once again and compete. And that's something a lot of women don't want to do. Even though you want a man, you don't want to compete. You don't want it because, a lot of them feel uncomfortable doing that. And a lot of them don't feel like they can compete, if you really want to keep it honest. Because if you got, 10 women who look good, in shape, got it together, and you're not all the way there, maybe you might feel a little uncomfortable or a little intimidated by the most attractive at the event. I'm just saying, because look like that's what happened. So if you really want somebody, you're going to have to really compete. And if you don't want to compete, you're going to just stay single. That's just it. And be happy with that. But let's continue.
Prize. And I figured there would be like a level of disparity between the number of men and women, because speed dating tends to attract women and not necessarily men. So when one girl came downstairs from the 10-person thing, we were all like, girl, what's going on up there? She was like, oh, none of them are my type, so I just walked out. And they were like, well, we're going to have to replace you. She was like, go ahead. Like, I don't want to be up here. I was like, well, what were the guys like? Are they cute? She was like, girl, they're all underneath 5'9". She's like, and I'm 5'8", so I really only talk to men that are 6'2" and above. I was like, point blank, period.
And that's why a lot of them going to stay single, baby. Oh my God, this is crazy. So either these women aren't really serious about finding companionship, love, building and growing a family with a man, getting married, or if they're more worried about him being 6'2" or over 6 feet, child, y'all lost. It's going to be doomed for a lot of these women. Doom and gloom, unless you're just happy being by yourself. And if that's what you want, what's the point of going to these events if you don't want to really find something that's serious? There are only 10 men there. It already is showing you that you're not going to find what you're looking for, or it's going to be very difficult for you to find what you're looking for. This event kind of laid out the percentage of men that are available that all these women are looking for. So you're disqualifying a man because he's under 5'9" or 6 feet. Some other woman is going to grab the men that's left there. If all the men are under 6 feet and these are qualified men, somebody is going to snatch them up and you're going to still be single, because the odds of you finding a man that's 6 feet or over that wants to be with you, who's a high quality man, the men that y'all are looking for, it's going to be slim to none. And so these women are doomed, in my opinion. I'm just saying, baby. Let's continue.
5'9", so I'm the same way. Like, I really only talk to people above 6 feet. So she was like, no, every single person was short. It didn't make sense for me. This entire like way that they're doing this isn't like interesting to me at all. So everyone was just sitting around waiting for the men to come downstairs so that they could have a chance to talk to them, I guess. I was not going to be one of those people sitting and waiting. I mean, what am I supposed to do when they come downstairs? Bum rush them? Especially after you've told me they're all pretty much below 5'9"? I'm out of here. I stayed for 17 minutes and then I left. Like, after that, I had nothing to say. The cool part about it is, 2 people though, they had seen my previous TikTok, so your girl felt a little viral. Slightly embarrassing, but also fine. I say all that to say that was so bad, and the planners, event planners, owners of that, y'all really got to get it together. Don't ever put together an event like that again. People left extremely disappointed. The only part I am happy about is that was free. The only thing I did have to pay for was parking, and I'm mad about even that. But truly so unhinged. I also, last point, I can see why men think they're the prize. If I was a man dating in this day and age, I would feel like I was the prize too. To have 85 beautiful, good smelling, intelligent black women sitting in a room just waiting to talk to me, wanting me to pick them. I mean, I would feel like rookie of the year. I don't know what else to say. I would feel like I was the prize too. That's what gives a lot of men this illusion of choice. On dating apps, it feels like endless women. For dating in Charlotte, it feels like an endless amount of women to choose from, because we quite literally outnumber them by 7-8x everywhere we go. I don't know how we're gonna work through this. I don't. Feel free to give me ideas, but I can't see how this can work.
I know what I said, but I am getting ready to go to another singles mixer because I don't really know why. I think that this is just my year of trying to do things that push me out of my comfort zone. And I am a very introverted, awkward type of person that does like flirting. I do like banter. I do like having good, stimulating conversation. And the last singles mixer I went to at this venue was pretty good. So I'm going by myself this time. I don't have my wing woman with me. And yeah, I think it'll just be fun. I will give you guys an update if you want one. But I'm not going into this with the mindset of finding somebody or having like any serious connection. I just want to get out and talk to people and maybe learn something new and just have fun.
And I wonder how this one is going to go, because from all the ones that I've seen, they don't go very well. Most of these women don't come back with a man or a potential man, because either the men, there weren't very many men there, and or the men who were there were not interested in them. That's just what it is. And by her own admission, she says she's kind of awkward, and stuff like that. And I think that's something you have to take into consideration when you're going out here and dating, that there are a lot of women out here looking for the same man. So you're going to have to compete once again. It's a competition. I don't care if you want to be a part of it or not. If you don't want to be a part of the competition, if you don't want to compete, then you're going to find yourself by yourself. And if that's not what you want, you're going to have to figure out a way to do better, because like the previous woman said, there are not enough of these men to go around. So the ones that are still single and available, child, it's gonna have to be a competition, if you're really trying to get picked. I'm just saying. But let's continue.
Okay, because this is life. It's not that deep. I say this now, and I'm probably gonna have a whole think piece once I get home. It didn't go well. It actually was kind of catastrophic for me. I will tell you why. I learned that I am just not competitive enough to go to these singles mixers.
At least she's honest.
I'm just not. So like I said, this was my first time going by myself. Normally I have my friend there as like a wing woman and a buffer, and that really helps me. But I am generally so anxious. Like it's just how I am. Like I can control it, but I'm just a very nervous person. So they had like these tables set up where people can like play card games, and I was at the table playing this game, and this guy comes, and I thought he was so cute. For context, it's very rare that I see someone in person that's like, oh my god, like you're really cute. He was even standing next to me while we were playing the card game. We had light conversation, intro, my name is blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
But then 2 other girls showed up that were like really bubbly and outgoing, and they started talking, and then it just progressed from there. And it got so bad, and when I say bad, I mean good for them, that at some point I was just like, okay, I lost that one.
At least she's honest about it, and this is the situation for a lot of women. If you can't be shy, you can't be reserved when you're out here trying to meet somebody. You need to be more open and have a conversation. The man was standing there, and I'm glad she said this, because you always hear women say men don't know how to talk to women, and it's always the men don't know how to do this, how to do this. But a lot of these women are very awkward. She just gave you an example of when it comes to men. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to talk to them. They're either shy, and I understand that. But once again, it is a competition. If you are not ready to compete, then you might as well eliminate yourself from the race, because it's not going to work out. You have to shoot your shot. You can't sit back when there's all these women who are out here looking for the same thing. Now, she thought the guy was cute. Girl, that was your cue to get up and go over and talk to that man. Hey, how you doing? What's your name? Do you come to these events often? And how do you like them? What are you looking for? Are you, and spark up something. You can't be afraid. But I think there are a lot of awkward women out here who are just like her. And out here in this dating market, the way people say that it's going to be very difficult for you to get somebody with all these other women who are just ready to pounce, ready to shoot their shot as well. It's going to be very difficult. So yeah. And I think you have to be prepared for that. If you're out here trying to, if you're going to these things, you're trying to meet somebody, you're going to have to maybe switch it up, learn how to communicate a little bit better, and not be afraid or shy to do so. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
I did talk to some other guys there, and it was cool, like very cool, friendly conversation, but it didn't really go much further than that. It was always like a one-off, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. And I understand that like flirting and like getting to know new people is a skill, and I'm gonna have to just keep trying it. But I also don't like the feeling of like competing. It felt really competitive to me, because when you're in a social setting like a singles mixer where people are there for like common reasons, it becomes really apparent what like the stock is, like the food chain, you know what I mean? Like they're always going to be the hot items, the people that everybody wants to talk to. And if you fall outside of that list, you really have to know how to be a good conversationalist. And when I'm by myself, I'm not. And it's just an L that I had to take. But y'all, I left feeling so defeated, because I was like, oh my God, I had so much steam. I was so excited to just go out there and push myself, and I did not. I felt like I let myself down. Like, I didn't feel good at the end of it. I felt like I was a loser. I just had an interaction with a young man, and I made a very small joke. It wasn't really a joke. It was like flirting. Like, I'm trying to be charming right now. This is conversation. This is banter. And so he took what I said super literally, and I was like, oh, well, I was just joking. And he was like, I actually hate jokes. I need things to be plain at all times. Man, I don't know how you guys keep finding new ways to suck the fun and the joy out of dating and getting to know somebody. Like, it still amazes me. Y'all, it amazes me where we're at. Like, oh my God. Breathe.
Well, I think a lot of women have to take the accountability or the L on this, because they kind of created this environment. I think a lot of women have created a lot of damage when it comes to dating. And I think the women that might be potential for dating and marriage are the ones who are suffering. Men are aware of how women think and what they say they want and what they say they don't want and all of these things. And so now they're moving accordingly. They are moving like they are the prize and that they have options, and they know that the ball is in their court, and they have options to make decisions whether they want to date you or not, or play with your feelings or not. And I don't condone it, but it is the reality of which we're living in. And so I think women, when they go on these dating events, they see it for what it really is, and they don't like it. And it's unfortunate that it's that way, but this is a beast that I think a lot of these women have created. Baby, I'm like, listen, I don't know. Y'all created a situation that now you don't understand, and now it's not benefiting you anymore. And it's going to be very, very difficult for a lot of women who are out here single. That's all I'm saying. So listen, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell. Y'all know what it is. Chime in. I want to hear your thoughts on this particular video. Let me know what you think, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.